Raw Reaction. Hello, everyone. I am your hardcore host, and as always, I have the hardcore crew with me. First, he's my sidekick. He's my partner. He is the son of a bitch, Andy. Andy, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing fine and I've run out of pop.
And then we have the incomparable Lance Moss, and he's over at youtube.com/Lance Moss TV. Lance, what's shaking?
I don't know much. Just I must say they did a lot better job than they have in the recent past.
Yeah, I have to admit, this was a decent go home show. And of course, last but not least, he's from the Big Easy. James, what's up?
I'm back.
Yeah, you are. All right. Well, let's talk about this. It was pretty much where they brought things down to the quarterfinals. We did find out that the semifinals and the final match, obviously, will be at Survivor Series. I thought they were going to do maybe the semis over in Smackdown, but that's just not the case. I think right now, Andy, let me ask you: the Survivor Series, do you seem to be building up properly?
I don't like it at all, if I must be honest. I really think, as I said on when we were talking before the show, Roman Reigns should decide who he wants to fight. He was
Well,
the number one contender. He should pick his opponent.
I agree with you to a point, but I also think the reason why he did that was to try to get him over that much more as a babyface. Keep in mind, reports, we don't know if it's confirmed, that they are trying to groom him to be the next John Cena. Because John Cena, let's face it, in 4 or 5 years, he's going to be gone. If they keep grooming Reigns the way he is, he could very well be that, that next big face of the WWE.
And in my honest opinion, that guy deserves to probably be the next generation John Cena. But
Yeah.
can I just put an appeal out there for the fans who are probably listening to the show? What is up with wrestling fans? He was fighting Cesaro today and they were booing him, and he would. What is up? Get a grip.
Well, let's talk about that match. And so it was one of the two matches, the Reigns versus Cesaro match. Honestly, guys, and I think we're all in agreement, that was probably the match of the night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Without any shadow of a doubt. But I just don't know when the fans know that the WWE are pushing Roman Reigns. Like it or lump it, Roman Reigns is going to be a big star. Just get a grip.
And here's the thing, though. Really, is that the only reason why they booing
My
Reigns
partner,
is because
he
the
is the
fact
son of
that
a bitch, Andy. Andy,
they want to see Cesaro get pushed. But you all know that Vince McMahon even says he just don't have it. And basically, fans say, "Oh, he has it. He has whatever that takes." But as I said, they grooming up Roman Reigns to be that next top face.
yeah, and I think, again, with this particular, I want to get back to this particular match. Lance, let me ask you, you pretty much was even in agreement that this was a great match. What would you say was one of the more bigger spots of this match that you enjoyed?
Well, when Cesaro basically elbow dropped the side outside of the ring.
Oh, yeah, when he took that bad, nasty bump around the
How in
apron.
the hell he didn't break his damn arm? I have no idea.
Well, at first I thought he landed elbow first, but what he did was he had enough ring presence to pretty much land it flat down. I'm sure it hurt, but nonetheless he didn't dislocate his elbow. Otherwise, that
you
match
could
would have
see
stopped.
the impact go from his elbow up through his hand. It was, ugh.
Yeah, it was. I have to admit, it was kind of like a botched spot, but at least thankfully he got through it. Um, let's go on to the one of the other matches. Let's move on, and it was Kevin Owens against Neville, and for the most part, Owens was winning this match, and he eventually does get the win with the pop-up power bomb. Andy, you do not like Kevin Owens. Do you see him going all the way to the finals?
Yes, it's going to be him and Roman Reigns.
You think so? Now,
Guaranteed.
for somebody who does not like Kevin Owens, you really have already got him predicted as being in the finals, and that's kind of that'd be interesting. Do you think he's on number one material?
He's going to be. The only reason why he's going to get through is because they don't want Roman Reigns fighting Dean Ambrose at the Survivor Series. I think they're saving it for a rainy day, as they say.
Well, I'd also like to welcome Brandon to the chat room, and he said one of the better spots of that match was the swing into the sharpshooter into the crossface. It was a great spot, and it was a great combination. That was probably one of the better parts of the matches. And always, we want all the fans' opinions, and so please join in. Now let's move over again to the match, about Ambrose versus Ziggler. Ambrose did beat him, and he kind of did a really good promo after the match about saying that when he wins, the WWE is gonna hit the silent effect, going to he made some cool promo. I forget exactly what he said, so I must be high. Anyway, Lance, you are a huge Ambrose fan. Do you see him getting to the finals, or do you just see him only getting halfway there?
I see him. Like I've said this before, and I've said it a lot actually, that I think that it's going to be Roman and Ambrose, and then he will turn hard heel after after that match.
And that's actually a strong possibility. James, Ambrose, do you see him turning heel, or do you just see this being? Do you even see him getting to the finals?
I see him getting to the final. I see the heel part. I think Roman Reigns is going to win. Dean Ambrose is going to beat up Roman Reigns. And I even see Sheamus cashing in Money in the Bank.
And that's I think that they're going to wait for the babyface to get the title and hold on to it. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to cash in the next pay-per-view, even the pay-per-view after that. Probably
Royal Rumble.
Possibly. It could go either way. I don't think you're going to do another WrestleMania thing.
Yeah,
I don't even think that Sheamus could even possibly cashes in if he's going to win. It's the numbers are there, but other people have lost. So it's
one person has lost.
No, two. It was Cena and Damian Sandow. So far there's been two out of over a dozen cash ins. So I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to do one more. Yeah. Moving on, guys. Del Rio beat Kalisto, and although I'm surprised Kalisto made it through last week, but I just didn't see him getting past this match. Del Rio pretty much controlled most of the match. Kalisto did have a few good spots, but eventually Del Rio does get the win with the double stomp. It was an okay match for me. It wasn't too bad, but it was a lot of moves that just seemed kind of, meh.
Del Rio probably got cussed out backstage.
What's your mania moment?
Yeah, actually, yeah. And Andy, I want to talk to you about that because you talked about while we were watching Raw how Del Rio has become that kind of a heel. He came back. He just came back from I believe AAA, and now he's really upping his game.
He's either very good at acting stiff, and if you don't know what stiff is, it's actually when you throw a punch, you're actually landing a punch, you're not pulling it. When he does his drop kicks, they are impacted drop kicks. They're not cut short like, say for example, Shawn Michaels lands about 3 inches short of hitting you on the chest, but you fly backwards. Del Rio follows through with his forearms, his punches. I don't know whether he's just bitter and he's coming back to prove a point, but I like the gimmick. But I think they're going to say to him, Luke, you got to hold it off because you're going to start hurting people. Because that's the same as Bob Holly used to do. Bob Holly basically lost his contract for being too stiff.
Andy, I hate to cut you off, but I do want to welcome. He's called the Ducky Boy, Double B Boudreaux over WGSTV. What's up, Ducky?
Ducky, quack, quack.
Thank you for coming in the chat room, and I believe I would like to talk to. Thanks, Brandon, for coming in. He also said that Ambrose versus Reigns should be the final. The match would make the most sense over the two Shield members fighting over the title. And again, I think Brandon is just in agreement with a lot of us, and I think that's how it should go. And then he also said
the only problem with that, when you look at it, they're trying to push Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, and if Roman Reigns beats Dean Ambrose, then Dean Ambrose is going to look inferior to Roman Reigns, and the WWE don't want that. Yeah. They're not going to put that match together for at least
maybe WrestleMania.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do it yet because they don't want Roman Reigns look better than Dean Ambrose.
It depends on how it goes. But again, Brandon said Kalisto showed a lot of heart, but the ADR fucked him up really badly and accidentally took off his mask. I didn't see that part.
It was
Yeah,
like
he
a
lit-
scene from Benny Hill.
Wow.
Like a scene from Benny Hill.
yeah, and-
Alberto Del Rio pulled his mask off, sort of looks at the camera guy, thought, "Oh fuck," and pulled it back on again.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that part.
100% right.
And,
That's 100% right.
and Billy, I'm sorry if I upset you. And you know what? I'm not gonna screw me. That's what I have a girlfriend for.
Quack, quack, quack.
But go back and get a screen captured, Rick, off your DVR. It was so funny because he pulled it off. He pulled his mask off. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he pulled it clean off. And
I'm
then
gonna
it was
have
like-
to go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that match.
The look on his face was like, "Oh shit!" And then he put it back on.
And for the record, people, I am gonna be doing that. I'm gonna go online and check that out.
Kalisto had the expression on his face like, "Where's my fucking mask gone?" Because it was completely off. It wasn't pulled up; it was off. It was completely off. You saw the bloke completely without his mask on.
Yeah. I also, again, Brandon was talking about Rollins and how he looked quite inferior going into WrestleMania. He lost to Orton earlier in the night. Well, the thing is, Brandon, during dark matches, those matches really aren't publicized. They're not on public record. And that's why I've never really gone to a live event or a house show, so to speak, because house show matches, they just, a title could change hands, but that same night, the title will go back to the person as it never happened. So it's just one of those things. Now, guys, I noticed that throughout the show, Triple H was trying to buy out people like Alberto Del Rio and Cesaro to be the quote-unquote next man. And I'm guessing they're kind of doing this because obviously Reigns, turned on the offer. So do we see something going with this? Lance, your thoughts?
Actually, this is actually how I see the heel turn going for Ambrose. Like, we see him talking, and because, let's face it, he's called the lunatic fringe for a reason. He does shit we don't expect.
This is true, and you know what? Maybe we talked about earlier. Again, this is kind of like one of the biggest stories of Ambrose versus Reigns, and who's to say that Triple H doesn't buy out Ambrose in the same fashion?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
friggin' exactly.
Well, and again, it's something that could happen. You know what I mean? You don't know which way the WWE is going to spin this shit. Moving on, there was the Paige and Charlotte contract signing, guys. I have to tell you, first off, we have not seen Divas and Raw in many years. I think they talked about Trish Stratus or Lita. So that goes to show you how far back it's gone. And it was really a good spot. It was a contract signing. And, Charlotte gave this heartfelt speech about her brother, how he passed away and how, kids growing up want to be like these superstars. And that's why, Paige, although she held the belt, was never a true champion. Paige comes back and she starts throwing a lot of shit back about her brother, and that's when Charlotte just lost it, just started beating the hell out of her. I have not seen a Divas catfight like that and fucking crazy. Even in NXT, it wasn't that bad, so you could tell that was probably one of the better spots of the night. WGSTV, Billy, noticed there was only one guy who didn't approach was Ambrose.
The only guy that Triple H didn't.
Yeah, it was Ambrose. Well, Ambrose. I think what they might do is make, they're probably going to have that something be like a shocker.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen, on SmackDown. I think it's going to happen if it comes to the finale. That's where they're going to say, hey, he's going to come out with Triple H, and it's just going to, totally fuck everything up, or maybe even after the match. Again, we don't know how we're going to spin this. This is just our predictions. Speaking of predictions, tomorrow night on In the Moment, HWR is going to have a live edition where we do our picks and predictions for this coming Survivor Series. So, guys.
I was thinking about this. It's like, it was a good go-home show, but you think about it, there's only 5 matches for Survivor Series.
Well, I think what's going to happen is on Tuesday night, they're going to do, Thursday night SmackDown, they're going to have a few more matches set up. So it's just one of those things that, unfortunately, they didn't really have a time to develop because when Seth Rollins got injured, it really took everything out of, spun shit around. So, and now they're just kind of working it out now. And I think it's going to be, for what it is, an okay show. I've never been a big fan of Survivor Series, and Brandon. Should be a great match between Paige and Charlotte for the title, and I have to agree with you. Lately, the Divas have been stepping up to the plate. But you know what, guys? We're gonna wrap things up right now. We want to know you, the fans. What do you think about tonight's Raw? What do you think about the Divas ending and how that was? What was your best match? Please put your comments in the comment section below. Make sure you like and share, and of course, always hit that subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. For those of you who'd like to follow us, we're over in the Facebook groups under HWR chat room. And I'd like to thank my partner, the son of a bitch Andy, for coming on. Andy, what do you got going on? Where can everybody find you?
Yeah, I've got another investigation this coming Saturday, and you can track me down at www.stokehaunted.com, and on that link you can find all the social media networking sites I'm on. Just one final thing before we go. All I can say to Dolph Ziggler, get on the phone to Jeff Jarrett.
Well, it's a good point. And again, we'll probably talk about that more tomorrow. It's a shame because I am a fan of Ziggler. And I'd like to thank the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, you're over at youtube.com/Lance Moss TV. What do you got going on over there?
I got album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, Rennick videos, musical equipment reviews, some rants, and every Wednesday night I go live at 7 Central with Lance Moss TV and friends. I never know who's going to show up, so come out and check us out, and well, subscribe if you hadn't, and hit me up on Twitter. It's at Lance Moss TV.
And once again, we want to welcome back James from the Big Easy. James, where can everyone find you?
Find me on Twitter.com/fatboy504. You can find me there. That's where I mostly do my stuff anyway. I do a lot of retweets and all that stuff. And I will, if I'm ever busy, not busy, I'm sorry, you can find me on twitch.tv/fatboy504. Well, I do some gameplay for PS4.
All right.
And what does Will It Float mean?
I don't know. Billy made that comment, and I kind of figured, I'm like, maybe he was like texting his girlfriend or something like that, and it accidentally realized it was in the wrong window. You never know with Billy. So I'm going to wrap it up, guys, and we want to thank all of you for listening and being a part of the show. We'd like to thank Brandon, and of course, the WrestleGamer, Double B. He's over at WGSTV. Look him up. He's over on Facebook. He's also in YouTube. And I believe he just hit a milestone of 5,000 views. Excuse me. So we're going to wrap it up. For everyone here, I am your hardcore host, Rickhead, saying we'll see you when we see you.